Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is designed for those of you who want to start your own private security training business. In particular, you want to specialize in the training that is required for an armed private security officer to obtain their exposed carry permit. In the state of California especially, you need an exposed permit in order to carry as an armed private security officer. And that training does require you to attend a two-day course. Two-day course by a licensed firearms training facility. I want to talk to you about my experiences teaching that course. And by listening to some of these experiences I had, I think that you're going to save a lot more time and headache. So this is what I do. I have invested in a cert pistol. I might have to change my verbiage a little bit, and that's just for the YouTube algorithm. But anyhow, this is not a real pistol. It emits a laser beam, as you can tell. And I actually purchased two of these. These are expensive. They're almost $300, but they're definitely worth it. What I like is that you get to train the student, you get to teach the student on how to acquire the perfect or the great sight picture. If their sight is not aligned, then they are going to miss the target. And basically this red laser, okay, it emits the beam, and you can actually buy some accessories. There's an accessory that when the laser beam hits the target scores. There's another accessory that's out there when you hit the can right on target, the can flips over without you even touching it, just from the laser beam. And I found that to be effective. The only thing that I don't like is if the student misses, they'll just bring their laser like this. So they won't begin all over. They'll just do this. Okay, I missed. Let me just bring it here. Which, it doesn't work that way in reality. This is an investment that you got to just make, guys. Now, I've learned that you should put a lot of time and effort into all of your course. But I spend extra time. I spend a lot of time during day one. And day one is classroom. It's your dry fire portion. It's your portion of the class where you get familiar with weapons, with handguns. But you don't go out to the range. There's no live fire. So during this block of instruction, I like the students to practice on this. And not only is the student able to practice their marksmanship ability, they're actually able to get experience with the trigger presses. Okay, they're able to learn how much pressure do they need to break on that trigger. And obviously, well, this is your Glock 17 model, but a Glock 17 trigger pull, the poundage is a lot less than this. This is kind of heavy. Okay, so they'll understand. You start applying pressure, you feel the break, you keep braking until the gun goes off when it wants to. Okay, and then you could also teach trigger reset on here. But this is an excellent tool. The disadvantage is the slide does not rack back. Okay, and there's no recoil. Okay, you can do this all day and nothing's going to go off. The magazine, there's a magazine release here. They can learn how to reload. Okay, you hit the magazine release, comes out, and they can practice their reloads just like this. Okay, so this is what I like about the cert pistol. If you spend a good amount of time in the classroom, you're going to spend a lot less time on the range. And you don't want to spend all the time on the range with just trying to help students with weapon manipulation, when all that could have been done on day one in a less stressful environment for the student. Because once they go to the range, guys, the pressure's on. And I've actually had people with sweaty palms, guys, just gripping this. That's how nervous people get with firearms. They get really nervous, they get sweaty, and these grips become drenched. And I would actually bring some wipes for this. Something that I am going to add to the training curriculum is the implementation of airsoft. If you teach your course, the classroom portion at maybe a school or an area where they don't allow firearms, this is for you guys. This is a Glock 19. It feels just like a real Glock 19X. It feels just like a Glock 19X. And what I like about this is, look, it looks like your standard Glock magazine, but obviously different. And it just feels like the same weight. And what you could do is, I forgot if I mentioned this to YouTube, but by the way, this is airsoft. Okay, this is strictly an airsoft pistol. Just to prove it to you, read the box. It says airsoft. Okay, so here you are able to teach your student on how to put the slide back and also how to manipulate the weapon, how to load the weapon. Obviously, you can't show them how to load the cartridges up here because this just takes BBs. So look how cool this is, okay? So they're loading their mag, okay? And then from here, they rack the slide backwards, okay? And it should go forward. It didn't go forward because there's no BBs in here. So it slides forward. And look at the recoil. The reason why it's racking backwards or it's going to slide lock, guys, is because there's no BB in there. So there's some realism, but I will tell you that, I mean, this is my criticism, obviously, is this is not a real gun. The recoil is maybe 10%, maybe 15% of an actual Glock 19. Some might say maybe even 20%, but this is simply an airsoft pistol, but it helps a student learn manipulation. Do you want them to struggle on the range, or do you want them to struggle in the classroom? Okay, boom, you load it, rack the slide backwards. Okay, so that's what I like. Now, the issue though is the recoil spring. Well, the recoil spring on this airsoft, there's almost no weight to it. So what ends up happening is, if they're weak in their hands and they don't fully understand the need, okay, to rack the slide back as hard as they can, they're going to go out there to the range and they're going to be wondering, wait a minute, why can't I just rack the slide back as easy as the airsoft gun? I mean, this you could do with fingers, guys. Okay, but a real Glock 19, I mean, you're gonna struggle a little bit. And with some of the SIGs, I think I just got 365 XL. The recoil spring is really rigid, and it's really tight. Okay, you can't do this with a Glock 365 with the recoil spring. So what I recommend that you do, and it depends on the environment. Now, obviously, you have to make sure that there's no ammunition in the entire classroom. You got to render your gun safe. So let's just assume that this is not orange, this is black, and this is a real weapon. So this is what I do. You get your fluorescent tape. And what you want to do, show the students that there is no magazine in the well of the gun. Okay, no magazine. You take out the ammunition source, do none here, and then you rack the slide backwards. Okay, you visually and you physically inspect for any cartridges. Here, there's none. There's a couple things that you can do. You can put this through here. Okay, tie it and then send it forward. What I like to do though in the classroom is I like to load dry fire cartridges in real firearms. Again, you have to make sure that this is legal to do in the environment that you're in. You got to make sure also that there's absolutely no live cartridges in the classroom. So you're basically training them to feed the magazine with the dry fire cartridges and then rack the slide back. Now the problem is you're obviously going to get malfunctions because you have this orange tape through there. So I probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put it in through here. But that's one way that you can show others that that firearm is safe. Okay. Otherwise, you can just do something like this. Okay. You just put some type of tape. I know it makes the gun look ugly, but now this gun is considered safe. Okay. So these are the tips I have for you guys. If you're able to do this during the classroom time, you're going to save a lot of time on the range. I'm telling you, it's a hassle when you have 10 students lined up and your students are having problems manipulating the gun. And it's not it's not really the student's fault, you guys. It's your fault as an instructor. You didn't adequately prepare them for day number 2. So that's my advice. I'm going to continue the series in other days. If you want a specific video, a specific topic, just let me know, and I'll consider making a video for you. Take care.